Build your dreams, live rich, and leave
So
rich.
let me ask you a question. Are your dreams just wishes? Or do you have a real plan to bring them to life? Today, we're going to talk about something called goal-based budgeting. Now, this isn't about pinching every penny. It's about being intentional. It's about aligning your money with your life's biggest goals. Let's dive in. Welcome, everyone. Now, when we talk about living rich, I want to be really clear. I'm not talking about fancy cars or luxury vacations. I mean a life that's rich in clarity, in peace, and in purpose. It's about being able to sleep soundly at night, knowing that you and your family are taken care of and that your future is on the right track. We all have dreams, right? I mean, who doesn't? We picture that future home, we think about our kids' education, we imagine traveling the world, or maybe just having a really peaceful retirement. That part's easy. That's the spark. It's exciting to think about. But here's the thing about a spark. It needs fuel to actually become a fire. And for our goals, that fuel is a plan, a budget. This is where the dream meets the real world. It's how we give that dream a structure, a foundation, and a real path forward. And this is the part that so many people miss. Without a conscious, deliberate plan to actually fund it, a dream just kind of floats around as a wish. It's a simple act of giving it a line item in your budget that gives it life, that gives it a real shot at becoming reality. So how do we actually do this? What does it look like in practice? Well, whether your goal is massive or something small, it needs a clear path. Your timeline, where you put your money, all your priorities. It all boils down to one simple but really powerful question. How badly do you really want this? I want you to think about that for a second. Your budget isn't a prison. It's the blueprint for the life you actually want to build. It's the tool that lets you choose, day by day and rupee by rupee, to build a future full of incredible experiences instead of one full of regrets. Okay, so let's get into the heart of it. We're really shifting our mindset here. We're moving away from just randomly saving whatever's left over to saving with a specific purpose in mind. And this is not about cutting out all the fun from your life. It's about making conscious choices so you can enjoy today without sabotaging your tomorrow. So what is goal-based budgeting, really? Well, it's a beautifully simple idea. You give every single rupee you save a specific job to do. So instead of one big, vague savings account, you have different buckets of money. This bucket is for the down payment on the house. This one over here, that's for the big family vacation. And this one is for retirement. Just doing this brings an incredible amount of clarity to your finances. This right here is a fundamental shift in thinking. It puts you in the driver's seat. Your vision for your life is what tells your money where to go. You stop just reacting to bills as they come in, and you start proactively directing your money toward what you truly care about. And here's a fantastic little rule of thumb to keep your spending on track, especially when credit is so easy to get. It's so simple. If you don't have the cash on hand to buy something twice, you really can't afford to buy it even once. It's just a brilliant little mental check that stops you from swiping that card and getting into debt for things that aren't actually part of your bigger plan. Now, to make this whole system really work for you, every single one of your financial goals needs a clear, solid structure. So let's break down the 4 essential ingredients that turn a vague wish into a plan you can actually follow. Okay, let's go through these. First up, the timeline. When do you need this money? Is it for a vacation next year? That's short term. Or is it for retirement in 30 years? That's long term. Second, the target value. How much will you actually need? And this is so important. You have to factor in inflation. That's the sneaky thing that makes your money worth less over time. A lock today won't buy you the same stuff in 10 years. Third, the investment vehicle. Based on your timeline, where does the money go? You wouldn't invest for a goal 2 years away the same way you would for one 20 years away. And finally, the exit strategy. How are you going to get the money out when you need it? Planning this ahead of time stops you from making panicked, emotional decisions later on. Let's bust a huge myth right now. A lot of people hear the word budget and think it means sacrificing everything you love. That is not the goal. The goal is to build a plan that lets you live a great life today while building an even better one for tomorrow. A fantastic place to start is the classic 50-30-20 rule. It's super simple. You take your after-tax income, 50% of it goes to your needs. This is the non-negotiable stuff: rent, groceries, loan payments. Then 30% is for your wants. This is your fun money: entertainment, eating out, hobbies, you name it. And that last 20%, that's dedicated to your investments, the money that's going to work hard for your future goals. Now, you can play around with the 30 and the 20, but that 50% for needs, that's your foundation.
What I love about this approach is the perspective it gives you.
Look, you can only cut your costs so much before you start making your life smaller and more stressful. But there is absolutely no limit on how much you can earn. So the focus shouldn't just be on cutting back. It should also be on growing your income, which opens up way more possibilities to fund your dreams faster.
All right, but even with the best plan in the world, it's pretty easy to get off track. So let's talk about some of the most common mistakes people make. If you know what they are, you can avoid them.
Let's run through these common traps. First, not tracking your spending. I mean, that's like trying to drive to a new city without a map. Then there's lifestyle creep. This is a big one. You get a raise, and suddenly your spending goes up right along with it, so you're not actually getting ahead. Another huge trap is being asset-rich but cash-poor. You might own property or stocks, but you have no liquid cash for daily life or emergencies. And please, don't ignore inflation. It's quietly eating away at your savings every single day. And a major misconception that budgeting is only for people with low incomes. That is absolutely not true. Every single person, whether you earn 50,000 or 5 crores, needs a budget. It's about clarity, not your income level.
Let me tell you a quick story that serves as a powerful warning. It's about a guy named Vivek. He saved an incredible 70% of his salary for 15 years straight. He hit his financial freedom number, but at what cost? He was completely drained, socially isolated, and emotionally exhausted. He sacrificed 15 years of his life, of experiences, of relationships, of joy. The goal is financial security, not financial isolation. Please remember this. Anything that costs you your peace of mind is too expensive.
Okay, let's put all this theory into practice. Here's a sample budget for a family earning 50,000 rupees a month. You can see the 50-30-20 rule in action. So 25,000 or 50% goes to needs like rent and EMIs. Then 15,000 or 30% is for wants. And look at what's in there, an entertainment fund and even pocket money for the wife, no questions asked. That's a great tip for a happy marriage, by the way. And finally, 10,000 or 20% goes to investments, and each one is tied to a specific goal. A gold scheme for an anniversary, a fund for the kids' education, and one for retirement. See, every single rupee has a job. It's perfect.
So as we wrap this up, I really want to bring it all back to the ultimate goal of financial planning. Because it's not really about the numbers in your bank account. It's about something much, much deeper than that.
I want you to really let this sink in. This might be the single most important truth in all of finance. You can spend your entire life building wealth, but one unexpected medical emergency without proper health insurance can wipe it all out in a flash. Protection, your health, has to be your #1 priority. It is, and it always will be, your greatest asset.
And that, my friends, is the real bottom line. True wealth isn't about the car you drive or the phone you have. It's that quiet feeling of confidence you get from knowing your family is safe, your future is planned for, and you're secure. It is, quite simply, peace of mind.
I really hope this helped bring some clarity to your own financial path. But now I'd love to hear from you. What's a financial goal or a topic that you find confusing or overwhelming? Drop it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to break it down in a future explainer.
If you found this helpful, it would mean the world if you'd subscribe, like, and maybe share this with someone who could use it. Thank you so much for your time today. Remember to plan with purpose so you can live with peace. I'll see you in the next one.